Aquarius, Aquarius rising, and of course all of you Aquarius moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting February 17th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com. Or of course, you may also just simply follow the links below or open the down bar beneath this video and then follow the links below. So what's going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, on Thursday we've actually got Jupiter, planet of wealth, good fortune, expansion, luck, and knowledge in your 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone, the things we keep out of the public eye, Capricorn, forming a gorgeous sextile to Neptune, which is currently in your second house of earned income, employment, your values and valuables. Now, Neptune actually is the ruler of dreams, illusions, fantasy, creativity, but also inspiration and revelation, and even a bit of spirituality in there as well. And when we have Neptune and Jupiter working together here, there's something that's coming up from out of the shadows, something coming out of secret that's actually going to fund either a personal dream or maybe a past aspiration that you have long since given up or long since abandoned. Now, it may not all happen on the day. This energy lasts from about Thursday through Saturday, but there is a very positive breakthrough coming in here. This could be a chance for a lot of you to actually get back on a track that you lost yourself in, something else and abandoned, right? Sometimes that happens when it comes to our careers, or maybe a material goal or a financial goal, maybe a creative goal. For goodness sake, the sky's the limit with Neptune. But what happens here between Thursday and Saturday is a chance to actually recover something that we may have left by the roadside once upon a time, as it relates to something we would really like to do as far as provide a service to the world and, of course, provide for ourselves and our families. As we get into Friday, we've got Mars, planet of action, passion and energy and conviction, sometimes conflict, but only in the name of breaking down walls and obstacles in your 12th house of your past, your privacy, and your hidden zone, forming a gorgeous trine aspect to Uranus, which is actually in your 4th house of home and family. And it does look like a lot of you Aquarius people may be helping a relative break out of a vicious cycle, or maybe rebel, or maybe conduct a personal revolution in their own family, or maybe join you in a revolution against something that's been maybe oppressive in your family tree, in your family line. A relative of yours seems to be getting a bit liberated during this time. There may be something going on where they're having a bit of a wake-up. Maybe they're deciding that something is no longer tolerable to them. It's no longer something they can look the other way with. It's beneath them. And with Mars trine Uranus, ultimately it's something that you end up deciding is a good idea. This revolution, this rebellion is an update. It's a change. It's an alteration. It's an upgrade. It's progress. But what has to happen is there also has to be an understanding with Mars trine to Uranus. This can create some ripples and upsets in family circles. Remember, some people cling to the past because they never learned how to build a future. And so while one family member may absolutely be in a wonderful position to finally grow and evolve and shift, they will need your support because other people around them may not necessarily be in such an optimistic space. So, let's move on to what's going on with your cards. But before we do, I'm sorry. I do want to let everyone know that I've got a very special video coming out here all about the Oversoul and Oversoul groups, which of course means family monads, spiritual families, or family monads itself. We can also talk about soulmates, twin flames, and kindred spirits. We're going to be talking about all of those things as it relates to the Oversoul, because 2020 is all about Oversoul movements and Oversoul connections coming online and people getting in touch with their Oversoul. But there's a lot of people there. And in doing my part to try and help people get prepared for it, and also maybe dissolve some of the misinformation that came out of the, yuppie 20 teens twin flamathon, I think that it would be worth everyone's while to check out. It will not be bite-sized, it will be very dense, but I'm going to do my best. So I look forward to sharing it with you. Keep your eyes open. It should be up within about 24 hours of these videos getting published, these horoscopes. So what's going on when it comes to your cards for this coming week? Well, for your spiritual themes, we've got the Empress upright. This week is, of course, going to be all about, yes, setting up a new sense of home and family, togetherness, love, and union. This is all about nurturing health as far as all kinds of connections in your life are concerned. The Empress upright is giving you the gift of possibly even having it all, and having it all go your way. But with the Empress, you have to understand there is a responsibility to focus on these things in a healthy way. We cannot cheat, we cannot cut corners, and of course we can't just let certain things that are maybe discordant or maybe distorted, dysfunctional, or toxic exist in a place that's supposed to be a place that has it all. And with the Empress card upright, a lot of you Aquarian people are going to get a chance to kind of take a lot of old junk, old debris, emotional debris from maybe your family's history, or maybe from your your parents' family history, whatever, and clear it out of your own system, of your karma, so to speak. Because with the Empress, we are seeing an influx of new resources, we are seeing new support, new supportive relationships, friends, your village is finally building around you. You have to make sure that you are welcoming. We don't want to rebuild that which we are trying to recover from. Now, as we move on to the influx, it just supports it even more. The influx, we have the Ten of Pentacles upright. So yes, a great deal of not only material and financial resources, but a great deal of security is coming your way. The Ten of Pentacles is setting up a new chapter of success and longevity, especially as it relates to you being able to have your sense of comfort in your castle and to be able to share that with others. The Ten of Pentacles upright as an influx is also letting you understand that a lot of stuff that we get started this week, a lot of the stuff that we start working on this week is going to not only pay off now, but also pay off for a long time. Make sure that we are not doing anything to procrastinate our responsibility to participate with these energies with our free will. Did you know that? But also at the same time, make sure that we are not squandering these things or maybe accidentally allocating or misdirecting these resources to things that just need to go. As it comes to the outflux, what's going away, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse. No more going backwards. The outflux of return journeys, going back and visiting the same stories, the same people, the same situations, starting up again with maybe old patterns or having the same arguments, debates, and fights. We're not doing that anymore. The Eight of Cups reversed normally just talks about in a very neutral way, going back to retrieve something, but as an outflux, it can show us that there's no point. And this is about making sure that we are allowing ourselves to have all of the available good that we can for our present, which also means letting go and jettisoning some things from our lives that are ultimately just weighing us down. And sometimes, however, with the Eight of Cups reversed, that can be a painful experience. Sometimes there's situations we have no resolution from. Sometimes there's situations that we wish we could go and reverse, or rewrite the story, or pretend like we were never there. Or maybe there's situations where we can't go back simply because other characters are not there anymore. And it's a really weird kind of bittersweet, freeing feeling that this is giving me right now, and a lot of you are getting a chance to cut yourselves loose. But understand, sometimes you can't go back. As we get down to the mundane concerns, we have, for your material wealth, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now this week is kind of interesting because we see a lot of support coming in for you, but the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is ultimately saying you, Aquarius, are now taking the driver's seat as it relates to either, again, a financial or professional priority, possibly both. It's a choose your own destiny. Remember what I said about your free will? Well, with the Wheel of Fortune reversed, as you've probably heard me say before, we are learning a lesson about being responsible co-creators. When the Wheel of Fortune is upright, yes, it's a time to surrender, and it's a time to let go and let Spirit or let God or whatever you want to say. But when when the Wheel of Fortune is reversed, you can't do that. And the reason is because it's a time for you to take the responsibility up, take up the mantle of being a creator yourself. There are a lot of things coming in where you actually become the authority figure who decides where your job and where your career is going to go, where your money is going to come from, and where it should be spent. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse can often indicate possibly a vacancy that you have a chance to fill, or an opportunity that may even come from a change or maybe an alteration to another person's circumstance, something within the company, or maybe an opportunity for you to show your quality as another person or another circumstance has to step down. Allow yourself to take the test. Moving on to the external, when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the other people in your life, we've got the Seven of Wands upright. Again, I see you supporting somebody who is deciding to turn the tide against a family situation or a social situation that is turned against them in some way. But what I'm actually feeling is that it never served them well in the first place. And it's almost like you're seeing a friend or a relative stand up for themselves for the very first time. I am getting a very strong impression that this might not necessarily feel too comfortable for a lot of you Aquarian people, as it may put you between two people that you're loyal to, or maybe make you challenge a doctrine or a sacred dogma in a family or social group you are even guilty of upholding. Moving on to relationships, when it comes to romance, we have the Five of Wands upright. And it does look like there is something going on with a partner where they seem to be fighting against a certain trajectory that we're on as a couple. They're trying to bring in alternatives to maybe a path or a road that we are on. And I think it's important that you actually listen, because the Five of Wands upright is showing me a resistance to something that was made as sort of an automatic choice, an autopilot choice that we may have made once upon a time. With the Five of Wands, pay attention. Your partner's not trying to, do anything that they want you to take personally, but they are actually, maybe not consciously articulating it, but they are showing you something that you need to pivot from. Maybe we just stuck to it because we said we would. Maybe it's time to make a shift. When it comes to those of you who are currently available, the Five of Wands upright is indicating that there may actually be somebody showing up in your space that in the beginning you're a little bit repulsed by. Not necessarily because we're not attracted to them, but because of maybe the way they actually carry themselves. Maybe there's a bit of a haughty disposition about them. With the Five of Wands, we definitely see a contentious banter between the two of you in the very beginning. Hold out. It could be something sexy, and that could just be tension. So that's your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, y'all know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session, go on ahead and go to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links below.